You're muted, by the way.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي واجعل لي وزيرا من أهلي هارون أخي اشدد به أزري وأشركه في أمري كي نسبحك كثيرا ونذكرك كثيرا إنك كنت بنا بصيرا وصل اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه وسلم ربنا اغفر لنا وارحمنا وأنت خير الراحمين آمين آمين آمين. We will continue inshallah to study the section Araf, and we studied up to verse 106. And we just, let's go back what we said. So we talked about Musa being in the presence of his, excuse me, why does, his stepfather Pharaoh, and he told him that I am a messenger from the Lord of the whole universe, all worlds, not that like a petty word Lord claims to be Lord of a small piece on a very minute, small earth, a globe of earth. So he said, I have no right to say about the Creator, but the truth. And I came to you with a sign, evident sign from your Lord. So what do you want with the sign? And Moses said, let the children of Israel be free. Of course, we touched upon it. Freedom is very important. First, asked for the freedom of people, human beings. But in a specific case, the freedom of, now here we go, the freedom of the children of Israel who were the followers of the prophet. It means especially the followers of the prophet must be given their freedom like another human being, so that they will deliver the message to those people who have not received it yet. So freedom for every human being, but especially the freedom for the message bearers, the prophets and their followers. They should freely distribute or convey the message to the others and represent it on earth for the other people. So their mission is a human mission, but more than that, carrying the message of their Creator. So Pharaoh said, قال إن كنت جئت بآية فأت بها إن كنت من الصادقين. Pharaoh is now responding back to Moses. If you have come with a sign, produce it, if you are a man of truth. So what is the sign? We have to understand the sign in that particular case of Moses and Pharaoh relationship may be understood because the word ayah has mainly three different meanings. One is the sentences of the Qur'an, the other one is the creation, and also the other one is the universe, each being of the universe, like a sentence or a section of the book, is an ayah. So here we can understand in a particular case that this place took between Pharaoh and Moses, the prophet Moses. It may be a miracle in one case, and also the power of his message, representing power of his message. Especially in our time, we have to ask the question, if someone opposes the reality, and especially oppresses, not those people that they are indifferent in many people's life, they are indifferent, they just continue their life, they don't accept, they don't accept, they are not aware of what it is. They are not interested in it, they are just indifferent. But those people who consciously, deliberately rejected, Pharaoh represents this kind of people here. And what is the evidence to them? We cannot show them miracles, but we can point out that every creation and every human sense, each of the human sense, is a sign to their creator, its creator, each of them. So we have to come with a sign. Of course, nowadays, not enough showing that, look at this beautiful creature, also look at the lamb, how it is beautiful. Correct, that is a sign. So how the creation is coming into existence and sustaining their existence is nothing from themselves but from their creator, is a sign as well. But we have to explain it in a reasonable way so that they will understand it. Otherwise, their mind is really blocked, dumbed by this indoctrination of secular education, saying that cause and effect, causal chain, naturally happening, developing by itself. So forgetting about the creator, pointing to the creator at all, never questioning even, not mentioning none of the sciences nowadays taught in the schools, never mention about the creator of the universe. Anything they study in any kind of science subjects, chemistry, biology, you name it. So they don't mention about anything pointing to their creator at all. Let alone not mentioning it, they don't let others to mention it. It is against the law, state protection, under the name or banner of impartiality. Yes, you are not really supporting a particular religion, but you are supporting the ideology which really knocks down all sorts of religious concepts and the truths of what the universe refers to, functions to. That is called impartiality. Being an atheist is welcomed, and in the teaching of the sciences, Being a Christian, Jew, Buddhist, Muslim, no, partial. You are causing division in our society. How about being atheism? An atheist? Is it not causing division in the society between believers and non-believers, deniers? So we don't see any particular person really represents the reaction against religion, religious teaching, any kind of religious teaching, particularly to Islam. There are certain people, but generally those people just speak in the name of science, just really hiding themselves behind science, but they are full of hatred to believe in God because they don't want to acknowledge God, because we have to be careful here. Their conscience, their soul is really aware of such a being must exist, but they don't want to submit it. They don't want to submit themselves to him. That is why they are furious against any kind of religious belief. They are so sarcastic, so arrogant, etc. So against these people, forget about them. They are aware of the truth. That is why so arrogant. Those people who are in the street, 99% of, maybe more than 99% of the population of the world are not aware of the truth. So these people are under the influence of those propagandist people, those gangs against religion. They wouldn't listen. The gangs wouldn't listen to, because they know it anyways. That's why they are reacting. But they are influencing the others. That's why we have to present the signs to those people who are under the influence, innocent people, under the influence of these pioneers of the enemies of any kind of religious belief. We have to deal with them. Look, what they are saying, what they are claiming. There is no need to debate with these arrogant people, but those people who are innocent under the influence of effect of the teachings of these people. So all the students, all of the students, almost all of them, including Christians, Muslims, under the influence of this secular education. At least they say, oh, okay, well, they say this, but in fact, there must be a God. They are somehow good enough to be on the safe side. But these people also need signs. And Pharaoh rightly asks, what is your sign? If you say that I came from the Lord of the universe with a sign and present it, let's see after presenting the sign whether he will become aware of what the sign is representing, the truth really, and then he will accept it or reject it. That is up to him. We will see. Yet we are just going through the process of demonstration, the signs. So Moses, فألقى عصاه فإذا هي ثعبان مبين. He just threw its stuff. It means declare that it is not from me. It is from this bow of wood, stuff. That's wood, piece of wood, small, a stick. No. I'm not claiming anything, but let this stick speak to you, because we learn from other verses, God inspired him, don't say anything. Let me speak. So that to his surprise, the a piece of wood will speak and declare to him the truth. It means the prophets say, I am not the one who is producing the sign for you. I am only the one who is conveying it to you. I dissociate myself from this claim, but let the universe speak to you. That is prophetic message. All prophets said the same thing. This is not from me. For example, the Prophet Muhammad, alayhi salatu wasalam, was challenged by his opponents. He said, look, we don't hear any new things that you call revealed from God. Just invent one of them. It is in the Quran. So that is the rough translation of the verse. So I have to think about it. Which verse was it? The original term of it. So, what was the word? I don't remember. فلما جاءك بآية فلما جاءهم بآية قالوا ولولا اجتبيتها why don't you make up something, choose something as you have been doing, for a week or so. You didn't come up with a new words or sentences. We call them ayat. They call it just poem that claiming that from God. And now, okay, why don't you make it up as you usually do? And God says, good. Cool. Okay. Only my Rab and I reveals to me, and I convey it to me. It is not up to me. So the verse says, هذا بصائر من ربكم هدى ورحمة لقوم يؤمنون. So this is basair. Basair is a very important word. The insight, those people who have insight, it means really seeking the truth, looking for the truth inside. So when God sends you the message, the verses, verses, it is for those people that they can see in it. Itself is basair, full of insight, if you like, full of truth and wisdom in it. So this is for the believing people. It means if you are looking for the reality of creation, reality of yourself, you can find it there. So this is amazing, the Qur'an's argument, that we have to really see it and relate it to our daily life now. So we have to really speak with the people which makes sense to them. They deep down their if they desire to see the truth, there are many. I mean, just today I had a meeting with a person from a Jewish background. She's thirsty about truth. Now, she went through many different experiences. She wasn't really satisfied with Christianity and tried Judaism, and she said she has some concerns about it. although better than Christianity, which is true, and I agree, better than Christianity. Christianity doesn't really, as it is available now, not as Jesus taught, in these four gospels, available gospels. This is not really satisfactory, but Torah somehow includes truth in it. So she is searching for it, and she wondered about Islam, and somebody, I don't know why, referred her to me, and then we had a Zoom meeting. So she was so puzzled, hearing what Islam is saying, how the Quran presents what reality is, what God is, what human reality is. So much so, inshallah, she will be. That is what who this kind of people are looking for truth. Thirsty, they need basair. Basirat means insight, human insight. Not only reason, but combined with really seeking for truth, very sincere intention. Especially these people need this evidence so clearly presented. Not talking about what is Islam. In Islam, we pray 5 times a day. It's ridiculous to present Islam in this way. We believe in one God. What is the creator of the universe? The creator of the universe, God. Who said, in Judaism, it is also the creator of the universe is God. And we don't confess like Christians do. And also her main concern was, just for the experience that I had this morning, Quran almost mentions the same things which are mentioned in Torah. Be careful. The scenario is the same, but the message in the scenario is presented to you. Scenario, it means, what Moses had the experience with Pharaoh, Joseph's life, Abraham's life, Solomon's life, David's life are the same as a subject. But how it is presented, which kind of points are really differentiated from as it is presented Torah? These are the main things. That is why it doesn't make sense how they narrate these stories. It doesn't relate to my life, and it doesn't really appropriately describes the prophetic message at all. But the Quranic message was amazing, and she was amazed. I believe that her eyes and feelings were different. So what does it mean? This small, there are many, but this small experience, you must have had this kind of experiences as well. So was enough for a person in 1 hour to put her in complete perplexity about what is that? Islam really makes clear everything we're being. It makes sense. It makes sense. She was doing this. So it's an interesting experience. But it is fresh in my mind. So this through his stuff, it means don't claim and don't challenge yourself. Leave it to me. I will challenge him with my evidence, with my miraculous creation, and also explaining him what the reality is through evidences that I'm going to present to him, and through the evidence presented in the message, and you can convey to those innocent people. If he wants, he can listen. If he is obstinate, let him go and take care of himself when we give him death. So he will take care of himself with his own arrogance. He will produce what he needs for his life. That is who he is going to really have the conflict in the next creation, that he cannot really satisfy himself at all, and that is the suffering, unbearable suffering in hell. So if he insists, of course.
Brother Ali, so in a way, let the evidence speak for itself.
Yes.
That's the way you're saying, right?
Yes, of course. The course message is here. So throw means disassociate yourself. It means disassociate. It doesn't mean disown. No, it is not my truth. It's God's truth. So don't take me as your opponent. I'm nobody. But this truth is everything. Correct? Are we on the same page?
Yes, we are.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for emphasizing the very important point. So let's say the last verse is very interesting. وَنَزَعَ يَدَهُ فَإِذَا هِيَ بَيْضَاءُ لِلنَّاظِرِينَ. We missed with one word. فَإِذَا هِيَ ثَعْبَانٌ مُبِينٌ. Ta'ban means a huge typhon-like serpent. You know, the simple language is snake, but not the snake that you find from the tail and throw it and hit his head and dies. No, not like this. Typhon-like huge serpent. What does it mean? Threatening the hearts of the unbelievers, because it is impossible to challenge against it. That is what the nature of the truth is. No one can say no to this. But the problem, why we recite the Qur'an to the people, give them the translations, it doesn't shock them. With the small exception, still, even the translation of the Qur'an really wakes some people up. There are many people who studied the Qur'an, read the Qur'an, and embraced Islam. You must have heard of many in my life, because I was among the youth. Well, I not only heard, yes, I heard as well, but I experienced also very heartbreaking events. So people are thirsty. That's the way it must be presented to them, in a way that they will be convinced. But this rational conviction first, and then seeing these rational convictions appropriate and approved to the expectations of human feeling, not an alien ideology, not something that cannot really integrate into human nature. So we have to unite them. But the door to the satisfaction of the feelings is satisfaction of the mind. Mind is the door. Why? It is interesting. You know, we study on Saturdays Nursi's book. It's an amazing scholar. Anyways, and this man says, the mind, human mind, is like a broom. What does it mean? Cleans the dirt. What does it mean? Dirt of the causal chain, representing La ilaha. So the entrance into Tawheed goes through cleaning the dust, the dirt on the truth. Unfortunately, we are presenting, generally speaking, religion in a pre-accepted concepts. The person we are speaking to is his or her problem that these pre-accepted concepts do not make sense to him. It needs explanation. So it's interesting, for example, Moses didn't say, God told me. No, Rabbul Alamin, the Lord, who the one who takes care of everything. So everything is directly under his control. And he is sustaining everything by changing it continuously, but still keeping them in existence as he wants. And as when he wants to get them away, gives them death. And this death process is also taking within a certain order. It means not necessarily it will happen without following an order. No, if somebody found dead in his body, in his bed, and take this person's body to morgue and say, yeah, he had a heart attack. You see? In order. So he had a, God forbid, bleeding brain damage. This kind of things. So in order, everything is under control, nothing accidental. But somebody maybe died in accident, yes, because it was hurt and his brain was damaged, and that's why he died. It is within order, because we have to question the source of existence of this order. Who can be the organizer of the order? Evidence is needed. Evidence. God. Answer. No, it is not the answer. Who can be? Can be. Which kind of qualities are expected to have by the thing who gave existence to things? Reasonable explanations under the evidence that we are experiencing here. So he pulled out his hand, and it was white for all to see. This is, I mean, I know I'm speaking more than needed. You are clever enough to understand, and also those people especially carefully listen to the recordings are really carefully paying attention. I hear some people, a few people, that's what I heard, listen to them and also takes notes and follows it. They are very precise about it. They are very clever as well. You don't need that much in detailed explanation, but my worry is there is no such approach in the culture. Claims, based on claims, pre-accepted. They speak, God is. And people question God. You are saying God is all-powerful. People question the concept of God. They are doubtful. They are under the influence of secularist education, like all of us. They couldn't really hear any opposed idea or an alternative idea. They didn't hear. They go to church. What do they hear? Just hymns, music. They go to mosque. What do they hear? Do this, not do that. This is haram, it is halal. That is what the culture, religious culture. I mean, I dare go to synagogue. That is just imposition of the principles of practices. Nobody is talking the reality of hereafter, reality of God, reality of angels, angelic side of this universe. What does it mean? Reality of human spirit, Now, that is what God gave us, spirit. So we are superior over other creatures. Human beings are the best creatures. Maybe the true, but you cannot say this just as a result of your conclusion. Give me the evidence. Give me the evidence. Why do you claim to be a superior creature? When the Jewish people say we are superior race, you say, they are so how to say, confident people or selfish people. When you say we are the super beings in the universe, the most perfect beings, how do you know? How do you know the word of dog? And you say dog is lower than me. It's your expectations, it's your criteria. How do you know? So don't say this, but say, as far as I am, I feel that I can really understand the message of the whole world, revealing the qualities of it is Lord, it is creator, it is owner, it is sustainer. He sustains its existence, although it changes it, but at the same time preserves them in existence ever, with no break. This matter hurts me a lot. Anyway, especially today, I was really sorry that Islam is very simple to teach, and people will be really affected and understand the truth if only we present it in a way that makes sense and also appropriate to human senses. But first makes sense. This is the door. If this door is not opened, the others don't work because they don't get into it. So 7:108 verse. He pulled out his hand and it was white for all to see. Of course, the scholars talk about what does this white hand represent. In Moses' case, his hand was used actually as he was an unexperienced young man, punched somebody and he was dead. Or he didn't mean really to hurt, but just maybe to threaten him and push him away in an argument. Unnecessarily, he just, the naive, tried to help the poor people or downtrodden people and tried to help them. And one of them exploited his goodwill and called him to help him. You know the story well, much better than I do. So let's pass there. And without really thinking whether the person who called him to help him, to call Moses to help him, whether he's right or wrong, that was the training he was going. He has to learn so that he will mature. He was a young guy that time. And the man died. And the nobles of the society was jealous of him because he was not really pure blood Egyptian. He was one of the children of Israel originally. Maybe the skin is colorful or different from the rest. But at the same time, he was the prince, adopted child of Pharaoh. They couldn't do anything, and they were looking for an excuse because they didn't want him. This racist understanding everywhere, every time. And what happened? the hand became dirty. Was used to kill a man. Unwillingly, doesn't matter, he killed the man. How can you prove before judge that you didn't mean it? The result was death. They look at the result. And he was searched, or how do you say, wanted person to be executed or to be taken to court. And of course, they will, the mechanism is there. They will find an excuse and execute him. But he realized it was wrong. He ran away. And as soon as he realized that he made a mistake, he asked for forgiveness. So much that his hand is not cleaned of dirt. This dirt stain of being a tool as a murderer's hand. So one of the way of understanding this, the famous expression is Yedi Beyza. It is called Yedi Beyza. So فإذا هي بيضاء للناظرين, so bright white. He was, because of this istighfar, asking for forgiveness, was so sincere. This result of asking for forgiveness resulted in the mission of prophethood. So we can understand this white hand, how a person really can be appointed to the mission of prophethood as a result of admitting his mistake and asking for forgiveness, repenting deeply from his heart. I think in order to, we cannot do it or depending on our will, but how the Quran presents the prophets, mostly those people who ask questions are thirsty for a satisfactory answer, who don't claim anything from them, who don't say that I will find out the truth. So, no, I don't understand why this universe is there. So wonderful, everything is amazing, yes, causing bewilderment in my mind. My feelings are not really satisfied at all because I see this wonderful existence of the universe so purposeless. I'm going to die. It can't be. Answer. Poor people. They are not after power. They are not after poverty, wealth. They are not after fame. No, they say, no, I'm nobody. And Moses' situation seems to be his forgiveness. Like Adam. In the story of Adam, what made Adam as a prophet deserving to carry the Spirit was his forgiveness. He's asking for forgiveness and repentance. As soon as he realized that he went against the will of the Creator, and Rabbana, zalamna anfusana. Can you understand? Zalamna means really wronged us, harmed us, as if killed our reality. Zulm, oppressing the truth of reality in my existence. So continues the prayer. It's a beautiful prayer. It is worth really memorizing it and repeating it. ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين. But we just were one of the destroyed people, humiliated completely people, or human beings, not human beings, lost case, complete lost case. So one meaning is, Bayda, what made, in summary, what made Moses a candidate, to be a candidate for prophethood, is what made Adam to be a candidate for prophethood. What made human race to be a candidate for caliph? If we don't repent, even we say, I have a strong belief, yeah, you can, but it doesn't mean that you will live by it. Yeah, you said there must be a God, and God is there, I am here. Take care of my life. So never, ever try or trust in any of your values. I mean, I should always say or declare repentance of my shortcomings, not being successful in any ways, and ask for forgiveness. That is most fitting for human beings. So another way of understanding the creation of hate. Look, this is also enough. And look at this. So, look, I just wanted, it happens. How come? Which kind of mechanism you can, or nerve system? Who's really set this nerve system there? How come I'm eating the same thing and it goes to my stomach? I don't know what's going on. And who is distributing it? Why do they distribute it? Why all the organs was perfectly, my brain, my human feelings, my free will. So I want to move it, but this way, this way, this way, hold it, or no what? So perfectly designed. It is material side is designed, but how it functions, that's enough. That is enough. So from another aspect is this, the meaning of this verse. Yet another aspect of the meaning of the verse is, this is a miracle. Suddenly, a hand becomes a source of light, which also may represent the message of the prophet. Source of light enlightens and makes the truth obviously seen. That is what the miracle he is presenting to Pharaoh and his people around him, his noble counselors. That's what I understood. This why all of them are the sign, asking for the sign, which is true, and Moses is throwing his staff, and the staff starts speaking, representing the message. Again, hand is speaking in many ways. This Yed Bayda, this Yedun Bayda, is amazing example, or if you like, analogy. We have to try to understand it as much as possible. So let's go. I'm very slow today. So قال الملأ من القوم فرعون إن هذا لساحر عليم. Pay attention to alim. What does it mean? The noble.
Next slide, please.
Yep, thank you. Thank you. Keep reminding me, please. I just lose myself in the subject and forget about the technical matters. So I need reminder. So the notables among Pharaoh's people said, he is indeed a alim, very really deeply knowledgeable, skilled magician. But we will see this word is repeated in the following verses, and you understand why I'm emphasizing on it. Very skilled magician. Why? They found it magical, what he is saying, what he is presenting. The miracles look like magical things, or magical stuff other magicians present. If you don't really see the creation of it, and if you don't really make sense of the content of the message in the miraculous creations, so these alternatives are depending on which aspects of the matter you are looking for. If we were in the time of Moses and present in the Pharaoh's, among the Pharaoh's counselors, we will see the miraculous side of it. When Jesus really explains the message as a prophet, we will see the meaning of the message itself. When we really look at the staff or others, how the prophets are really functioning their mission, we understand that they should never, ever, they did never, ever claim to be the source of the message, to be the source of the miracles they are performing to them. Disassociated themselves from the source of the message. No, it's not me. No, don't challenge me. I am an ordinary man like you. Challenge the one who sent the message. See it as the Creator's word to you, your Lord's word to you, and see whether it makes sense to you or not. Because if your Lord is speaking to you, it should make sense to you. So they saw it as a skilled magician. Why? Because in their mind, what the values they have, magical values. They attribute the same values to you and say that, those people especially looking for a power, this power-hungry people, if you try to do something, tell something to them, they think that because that is their value, that's criterion. You are really trying to take over the power from me with the same criterion, because it is their value. That is what they are going to say. As they said it, because the source of value or the valuable things, the most valuable thing for them, being a skilled magician. So he said, this is one of them. He desires to drive you out of your land because that is what they want. Pharaoh said, what do you think? What do you suggest? So look at the case, man. Because they want to get the power under the people under their control to hold the land and the superposition owner of the land here. He is trying to get out of you because they think that Moses was also having this in his mind because it is in his mind. We have to be very careful. For example, we will see that the magicians will bargain with Pharaoh how much money they will have. they will be paid, or what the reward they will be given, because their aim is expecting for a reward. They will see that, Moses also was expecting for a reward. It means maybe superior position, ownership of the land, or leadership of the land, being a noble in the society, this kind of things, because that's what they see. That's what they are. So taking, driving you out of your land, it means, maybe replacing you with the children of Israel. So this Moses, and declaring that children of Israel are the masters of the slaves of Egyptian people, because that is they occupied with their mind. In their mind is occupied with this idea. They cannot see more than this. So 11 says, so the 111th word is that Qalu.
Slide back, please.
Yeah. Sorry?
Back.
Go back. Did I? Yeah,
Yeah.
that, thank you. So, Qalu ارجه وأخاه وأرسل في المدائن خاشرين. So they answer, let him and his brother wait for a while. So, and send messengers to call steeds, to summon magicians. Yeah, call them, the best magicians, collect them. Why? They are going to challenge Moses with the same criterion, as they believe that this is the source of value. 112, to bring every skilled sorcerer. Here, the same, the word comes. يَأْتُوكَ بِكُلِّ سَاخِرٍ عَلِيمٍ. What they said? Moses was هَذَا سَاخِرٌ عَلِيمٍ. They are challenging with their values. They are challenging Moses with their values. يَأْتُوكَ بِكُلِّ سَاخِرٍ عَلِيمٍ. Again, skilled sorcerers. So they are thinking that the skill or the power of his message is coming from him, as they think that their power comes from me, and the others, sorcerers' power comes from themselves. You see that everybody looks at you from his own perspective. We have to be aware of this reality at the same time. If you are speaking a politician and challenging him, how does he see you? As an competitor, vying with him. So you are not going to be elected, but I'm going to be elected if you challenge him. We have to be very careful not to get involved, because people are so materialist. We have to be very careful, extremely careful. We should never, ever mix, confuse financial matter with religion. Because if anybody sees you trying to convey something to you, they think that you are convincing to buy their product, become a member of their community, and become a consumer within their own community, and use their productions, consume their productions. They think that you are doing the same thing by calling them to join the Muslim or the believers community. Why? I become a member of them, and I will be an economic asset for them. Why? I will be a consumer there. So what is going on in the world now? Who is going to invade the market for technology, for anything that they are producing? Everybody really competes about getting the market. states. Some people, the Middle East must be my market. Some other people say African countries must be my market. And why? Economic benefit. They feel the same thing, because their mind is. If a Muslim comes up and says that let's have our own understanding and our own community, they are trying to have their own market. So they are really trying to convert us to consume their productions. That is their mind, how their mind works. Shall we move to the others? What do you think? The time is just up. So here it is. Now the story changes, the scenario changes now. Rather than Pharaoh, but now it is going, the relationship between sorcerers and Moses. Let's stop here, not being boring. Next week, let's start from verse 103. That the sorcerers came now to Pharaoh and asked Pharaoh, now bargaining with the Pharaoh, if they win, what kind of reward they will gain. So it is easy. I mean, we can even read it if you don't mind. The sorcerers came to Pharaoh and said, what should be rewarded if we win? Because we talked about it, everybody sees the word from their own perspective and analyze you, or really see your intention as identified with their own intention. Here it is, they are looking for reward. So they think that Moses also is claiming for a reward, but not reward from Pharaoh, but taking care of his power, the ruling power. That is what his reward. According to them, he replied, yes, you will certainly be among those closest to me in my inner court. It means definitely I will give you a high status in the court. It means in the administration. So I think we covered these verses. Let's come here. One more. So وجاء السحرة فرعون قالوا إن لنا لأجرا إن كنا نحن. Have we studied this? Yes, we did, didn't we? Yeah. Okay. This one now. All right. Okay. Here we are, inshallah. Let's start from 118. Am I right? Am I confusing anybody?
Yes, I'm confused.
So, yeah. Of course, 115. So we have to go 115 now.
Okay, inshallah.
Yeah, inshallah. From 115 next week, inshallah. Thank you very much. Any comment? Any question? Any?
So even the arrogant scientists, they challenge, right, about the message of the Quran. They say science will find the answer.
Yeah, but yes, that is what they claim, the arrogant ones, because they are hiding from the scientists' findings, technological findings, and they always say that, look, we are the source of the science, and all the scientific, the technological gadgets are our productions. Our gadgets work and help you, don't they? Everybody says yes, and here we are benefiting from this technology. That is due to the science. So you have to listen to the science, as the source of truth. reality. It works. So what do they do now? They interpret how the things work with an atheistic denying attitude and understanding. They say our interpretation must also be truth. Because our technology works, our interpretation of creation or existence must also be true. Truth. So they are hiding behind scientific discoveries. People feel obliged. Look, it is comfortable. Everybody is sitting in his house and we are together here. So we feel obliged, saying that thank you, appreciate the work. So behind the work, they impose their atheistic interpretations.
Yes, I was likening it to the Pharaoh's magicians.
Yeah, we will come there.
Inshallah.
Inshallah. Inshallah, we will come there next week. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم وآخر دعواهم أن الحمد لله رب العالمين